I'm Mosh. I do vocals for Villa Morta. And I guess we're here for the latest single, The Abstract, that we released, well, a couple of weeks ago now, something like that. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about that'll do, mate. Thanks for joining us today, guys. How are we?
Doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm Masa, play guitar, do the clean singing, write the riffs and synths and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, as Josh said, here for the new single. Thanks for having us.
My absolute pleasure. So as you say, guys, Villa Morta recently released your new single, The Abstract, which was a couple of weeks ago. So how was the early reception been for it?
It's been really good. Yeah, getting a lot of great feedback from it, and that's really good to hear. The music video was a big process in filming, and like we had a great time tracking it and working with the different people that were a part of making the whole process happen, kind of thing. So it's really good to see a good reception from the community.
Very, very cool. So tell us a bit more about the song from a musical point of view and what you're going for with it.
Yeah, I guess from the musical point of view, like I'm personally a big Northlane fan, so there's definitely a lot of influence for me in the like type of riffs I like to write. But I do just like more sort of make them suffer, or sort of true metalcore kind of riffs. So it was definitely trying to blend all of those, all the different elements I like from like a bunch of different areas of metal into a track, which I think turned out really well. There's a lot of new things we're writing, but it's all part of the process for me, and I guess figuring out the ways that really work for me in writing the songs and putting that all together. So very stoked with how this one came out, production wise and writing wise.
Yeah, very cool. And we touched on this a little bit before, but the video clip explores the band's personal journey in different respects. So can you elaborate on that and the idea behind it?
Yeah, we I suppose I guess at the time that we were working on the song, sort of me and Masa were kind of spent kind of like long nights together, just having like really sort of big kind of chats about trying to just understand the world and like our existence in general, and so I suppose over the time, as we kind of like refined it and come to kind of understand what we wanted to do with it, we wanted to sort of have these like narratives almost to sort of give each of us, so myself and Masa and the two Toms, I guess a bit of like a perspective around the way, like big shifts and big things that really affected them in their lives. So I guess the song really is about, I suppose when you think of like an abstract artwork, like it's all a bunch of like lines and shapes, it looks kind of like simple a lot of the time, but each person, when they like look at like an abstract artwork, they can kind of think of it as, whatever they think of. It's really inherently the subjective thing. So we kind of went into this song kind of thinking about that and thinking about how every single person just has a different way of seeing things, and there isn't necessarily a right or a wrong way. There's just different perspectives and different outlooks on life almost, really. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot to fit into a 4.5-minute song.
Yeah, probably needed a lot longer, but we try to condense it a little bit. But I don't know, it's a little bit of a taste of, I guess, more to come, I think. Yeah.
It is always challenging too, because I think when Josh and I have written together and trying to write songs like that, it's trying to say things in a way that's not definitive, or like we believe this, but sort of talk about our own perspectives on that, while also leaving it open and quite something we can share personal stories with, and also just ideas that we might be thinking of, but not necessarily saying we're on a hard line in any of this. It's just, as Josh said, part of the journey of understanding more people and more perspectives and yourself in a greater way. And that's a big part of what went into this song, and I think in just all of our music in terms of how we're trying to write and think about things.
Oh, cool. The press release says that the song demonstrates a step up in maturity and craftsmanship for the band. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, for sure. Particularly production wise too, because I think Just writing wise as well, like a lot of the songs that were off EP that we released was 2020 were songs that I've written quite a long time ago and it sort of stuck around, but the abstract is something that's a lot more new for me. And then was the first song that Josh and I wrote together. And then working with the drummer that was in the band at that time too, also stepping up from, having MIDI drums like was in the EP, and the whole team of production. Like we worked with George Lever, who did the mix on it, and just that whole process was definitely something we really wanted to step up and figure out what works. And, if it does work really well, how that's going to look for working on future music. And I think we've done that.
So you mentioned that you did use like a different production team, like in the press release, of course, a heavyweight production team. But for the benefit of people like myself and others out there who don't know too much about that side of music, like what differences can the right production team make to a song?
Well, a lot of it's just the quality and the focus on like getting really good source tones, because there's, particularly in the recording process, like recording drums with Declan White, like he's great drum producer and producer in general, but that was a really big thing. Like I think the song has a lot more of a raw sounding feel from it and energy to it, simply because we got live drums and they're like really good tones, and then the recording guitars with Jamie Marinos, and just the gear that we were able to use for guitar recording was like a massive step up, especially for how low the song's tuned kind of thing. Getting all that, getting the synths, spending a lot of time working on the synth sounds, getting really good vocal takes, and then reaching out to George Lever, who's obviously done a lot of big records, and being able to work with him and create a relationship that we can really understand each other in terms of what we're trying to sound like, and him being able to give us feedback in terms of, like, it was great too, even like what we could have done better next time. He's talking me through all this kind of stuff in synth productions, and how things were particularly recorded, and while it's turned out great, it's also been an awesome learning experience for what we can continue to improve on.
That's right. And so is the abstract a standalone single, guys, or is it part of a bigger picture?
It's a single standalone, but I suppose it's kind of like a bit of a bridge in terms of separating from where we were from the EP to where we're kind of moving into. Just kind of like building that gap, I guess, and sort of giving a little bit of a tease to where we're going to, and shifting from where we were before, I guess. Yeah.
So do you know yet what that direction is that you're heading into, or are you still sort of making it up as you go along, I guess?
Yeah, almost a bit of both.
No, we do have a lot of things we're working on and new songs, and there's a direct.
You don't want to say too much, do you?
Well, no, we don't want to say too much. There is a direction, but it's also through the refining process, things change and adapt, and we're just trying to work our way through that.
Fair enough. We'll leave that there then. And you got a single launch party coming up at Stay Gold on March the 31st with Druid and Liar. So tell us about that show.
Yeah, we're really excited for it. We really like Stay Gold. We've gotten to play there, I think, just kind of towards the end of COVID, I guess as it's sort of the restrictions started lifting up in Melbourne. And it was a really good time, and been to lots of other shows at that venue. So we're really excited, I guess, to sort of look at having like the release show for there. And we sort of been in touch with Druid, and we really kind of like what they do as well. And Liar as well is like a pretty fresh sort of band, but kind of like this really cool sound that we were really into as well. So yeah,
cool. And where can people find out more information or get tickets for that show, guys?
Head to the, I don't think it's Linktree anymore, but like Instagram, Facebook, social media, all that jazz, where you find out the info. The drummer, who's not here, unfortunately, is probably a better person to ask, who kind of manages
social media,
all that side of things. But so I'll just say social media, blanket, whichever platform is the
that'll do.
choice. You'll be able to find a link through something there.
Google, Bing, search engines,
all of the above. What about after that show, guys? What do you got planned for the rest of 2023 and beyond?
Well, rest of 2023, we will hopefully be playing shows for up until May. With the drummer's going to take a bit of overseas time, so we're looking to find a fill-in drummer. So just a bit of a plug there if anyone who may be listening is interested, because we do have a lot. We've recorded some new music too. That's just in the production stage, so we're definitely looking to just play more shows and figure out how it's all going to start coming out throughout the rest of the year.
Sure, easy guys. All right, well, thanks very much for your time. The Abstract is out now, and she's a cracker of a single, guys, so I look forward to listening to what you can't tell me about yet when it comes out.
It's a little secret, but yeah, we've got lots of things coming on this year, so almost actually a bit too stressful, but it's exciting at the same time.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll talk to you again when that all comes out, boys. But in the meantime, thanks for your time and good luck with the launch party.
You hear me, you see me, you live with me.